All right, Tyler, thanks. Well, high school football season is finally here. And what's one of the most exciting things about a Friday night game here in the Ohio Valley? Well, it is the marching bands, of course. It's a long-standing tradition here at 7 News to put the spotlight on the area's most exciting and talented high school marching bands. And tonight we introduce you to this year's first CA House Band of the Week. 7 News reporter Dan Mayers traveled to Marshall County to take a look at the John Marshall Marching Monarchs. To give you a hint, the sound is anything but silent.
It's now time for the CA House Band of the Week.
This year's group is really fun. They bonded immediately and we're just really having a great time.
Tracy Philbin is in her 21st year as band director at John Marshall High School. She says this year's band has come a long way in a short period of time. And it's easy to see why. This is a close-knit group that love what they do. They enjoy working together and don't mind spending the long days in the hot summer sun working to put the finishing touches on their show.
This year's group, I like how well they get along together. You don't see one person saying an unkind word to anything. It's all just positive reinforcement all throughout the band.
There are over 50 members in this year's group, with the majority being underclassmen. But Philbin says their progress has been quite impressive.
We had a large freshman class last year. We have a large freshman class this year. So the 9th and 10th graders outnumber the upperclassmen, but there's a maturity that goes throughout the group. So they're doing really well together.
Megan Gary is this year's field commander. She says it was a family member that inspired her to join the band, and she couldn't be happier.
Well, my sister was in the band first, and once I joined, I fell in love with everything that has to do with band, like coming together, making a beautiful sound together. I love that.
Their halftime show features the music of the legendary Paul Simon. It's a high-energy show that includes songs like Late in the Evening, The Sound of Silence, and You Can Call Me Al. But Megan says there's more to the show than just great music.
We added some visuals into our show when we marched on the field, so it'll be a little cool this year, I think. But everything's coming together really well with the show.
The Monarchs also feature an impressive drum section. Senior Jude Thomas plays the snare drum. He will be headed to West Virginia University next year to major in music composition. He says drums are the backbone of the band and they have achieved the perfect mix.
I was quite scared at first when there was 20-something drummers and then there was only 50-something band people, but we figured out how to get a pretty good balance in my opinion, and it's going really well.
You can catch the Monarchs' exciting halftime show next Friday when they host Union Local. Reporting in Glendale for 7 News, Dan Mayers working for you.
Again, congratulations to the John Marshall Marching Monarchs, this week's CA House Band of the Week.
And speaking of Band of the Week, the results are in. We now know who our Band of the Week will be for September 8th. Drum roll, please. The Cameron Dragons. They'll follow the Buckeye Local Panthers, who you can catch next Friday on 7 News at 5. Remember to vote for Band of the Week. You'll want to head to WTRF.com to cast your vote. And the nominees for September 15th are the Shadyside Tigers, Bridgeport Bulldogs, Toronto Red Knights, and River Pilots. Again, you can head on over to our website, WTRF.com, to cast your vote.
Coming up on 7 News.